Market conditions still remaining bullish in this bull market, although we are certainly extended and towards the upper end of that range. You definitely want to bring that to the attention at the beginning of this presentation, and each of them going forward. Since we are at kind of precarious levels in the market right here, we're also seeing momentum in this upper extreme range. We didn't see breadth move really at all yesterday, and seeing sentiment at the upper end of this range. Really haven't seen any real fear selling at these levels, and we are seeing buy-sell ratio that is sitting right at 0.31. So we're pretty extended on the buy-sell ratio. Haven't really had much of a pullback other than some of the indices, as I've talked about here as well. We've seen the Dow, which has been pulling back. Actually, let me jump over to these charts right here. We've seen the Dow, which has been quite ugly here in this last month or so, and really the NASDAQ 100, the triple Qs, having this bit of a pullback yesterday. A lot of the big names that have been in this uptrend rally did have some pullback yesterday as well. So seeing a little bit of a profit taking on some of those names. SPY also at the upper end of that range. Still extreme. Could have some volatility or some pullback. Saw a distribution day yesterday where we essentially have a down day on increased volume. This would also be a distribution day, this one and this one, where you have these bigger days. These are called accumulation days, where you have volume going in, and these negative distribution days are money coming out on a down day. So we want to be aware of that on the S&P 500 right here as well. Let me go back to that buy-sell ratio chart. Sitting pretty wide right here. Sentiment also at the upper end of this range. So we're at locations where we could see a pullback just based on the momentum of the current market conditions. Let's jump over to bonds quickly and see what they did yesterday. TLT, relatively flat, down a little bit yesterday, gapped lower, but then rallied into the close. So you actually had some buying into that retracement. SHY also still holding up ground right here. If we take a look at sectors, the sector ETF ranges, let's see if we've had anything adjust yesterday. It looks about the same, still hovering, handful in the hold range and the sell range. This is really a good example of current market conditions. You've got only a couple of sectors that are really in charge, and everything else is just kind of flat to floundering to full-on downtrends right here. So not real broad-based participation in this market. Buy-sell ratio is telling us that. Sector ETFs is also telling us that. And that makes it it's going to make it tougher for markets to advance without some kind of pullback or a little wider participation in other sectors and stocks as well. USO having continuation of this run. We're back up into that momentum zone. Keep an eye on oil as it is moving higher. And also gold, silver. Silver looks like it had a nice move yesterday, 4% on silver. So you're seeing pullback in equities. You're seeing a move up in silver. Let's see if gold also had that same move, up 1.5%. So gold getting some confirmation back in a short-term up. It was already in a long-term up and working its way back towards that bullish zone right here on oil, on gold. So keep your eye on USO, oil, and gold, and potential retracement here in markets at these levels. The new buy list for muscle stocks, actually some nice looking names in here. We've got Brinker, which is in the retail restaurant space, good confirmation bar, nice increase in volume. We also saw a similar pattern right here on CMRE, which is a shipper, and good confirmation bar, also increased volume. And there was one other one I wanted to go, gold, CDE. So CDE also having nice confirmation bar, increased volume, possible level for a breakout. If you're looking for accumulation still in some gold names, I'd take a look a little bit closer at some of those. Now at these levels with some tight consolidation in that momentum zone, and then a possible breakout of this upper range on CDE could provide for some momentum for a continuation, especially if gold continues to advance. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.